Today we are going to talk about the Wheatstone's network in the chapter Current Electricity. Wheatstone's network comprises of the four arms. These are the four arms wherein we have taken resistance R1, R2, R3 and R4. A galvanometer is connected between B and D. A is connected to the cell, the key and back to C. The Wheatstone's network says that the potential at B is equal to the potential at D. Then Ig is equal to 0. So only when Ig is equal to 0, when Vb is equal to Vd. This is under the balanced condition. This balanced word is important. So in balanced condition, galvanometer does not show any deflection. And in this balanced condition, we get the ratio R1 upon R2 is equal to R3 upon R4. Likewise, we can also say R1 upon R3 is equal to R2 upon R4. Let us prove this using the Kirchhoff's law, which we have dealt in another proof using the Kirchhoff's law. So we have the network here again. Let us use Kirchhoff's first law, the current law or the junction law. So if you take the junction A, point A, I is equal to I1 plus I2. So we have the other current across R2 as I1. Since Ig is equal to 0 under the balance condition, the current through R4 is also I2. Now the network is balanced, so we have Vb is equal to Vd, Ig is equal to 0. Let us use Kirchhoff's second law for the closed loop A, B, G, D, A. So by Kirchhoff's second law, let us assume the clockwise direction. So if our direction is clockwise, then the potential difference across R1 is I1 R1. It is in the direction, therefore it is negative, plus IgG. Ig is 0, so we write 0 into G, plus I2 into R3. Potential difference across R3 is I2 into R3. And since it is positive, so we write plus, against. Now let us consider the equation now like this. We rewrite it. 0 into G is 0. So I1 R1 is equal to I2 R3. That is equation 1. Now consider the loop B, C, D, G, B. Now in this loop again use Kirchhoff's second law. The potential difference across R2 is I1 into I2. I1 into R2, since it is in the direction, it is negative. Then we have potential difference across R4, that is I1 into R4. It is again, so plus I1 R4 plus IgG. Ig is 0, so 0 into G is equal to 0. So again we can rewrite the equation. I1 R2 is equal to I2 R4. This equation 2. Now let us divide equation 1 and 2. We get R1 upon R2 is equal to R3 upon R4. So this is the proof of Kirchhoff's law for meter bridge. Now proof by potential difference method. We have the same circuit. Vb is equal to Vd. We put Va on both the sides. The value doesn't change. But we know potential at A minus potential at B is nothing but the potential difference across R1, that is I1 R1, and also VA minus VD, potential at A minus potential at D, is equal to potential difference across R3, that is I2 R3. So I1 R1 is equal to I2 R3. Similarly, VB minus VC is equal to VD minus VC. We have subtracted VC on both the sides. So VB minus VC is equal to I1 R2. VD minus VC is equal to I2 R4. Therefore, I1 R2 is equal to I2 R4. This is equation 2. Dividing 1 and 2 again, we get R1 upon R2 is equal to R3 upon R4. Now let us see what is a meter bridge. This is a meter bridge diagram. It consists of wire AC. These are the metal strips connected to A and C. Now this unknown resistance X is connected in one of the gaps. R is connected in the next gap. Galvanometer at the center. Current is supplied at point A via cell. Key under rheostat. RH. Now this particular diagram is comparable to a meter bridge. We will compare it with a Wheatstone's network now. Now X is comparable to R1 of the Wheatstone's network. R2 is comparable with R over here. R3, instead of R3, we have the length of the wire, Lx. And instead of R4, you have Lr. Now, according to Wheatstone's network principle, we are applying Wheatstone's network principle here. R1 by R2 is R3 by R4. So, R1 by R2 is okay, they are resistances. But R3 and R4 are in the form of length of the wire. So, we can transform it by writing in terms of resistivity or specific resistance of the wire. So, R3 is comparable to rho Lx by A. R4 will be rho Lr by A. Now, Lx and Lr are the lengths when the bridge is balanced. Remember that. That is, the current through the galvanometer is 0. At point D, there is a jockey which can be moved on the wire to show that the galvanometer shows 0 deflection. And under this balanced condition, this is applicable. Now R1 is nothing but X, R2 is nothing but R. So we replace R1 and R2 by X and R. So X upon R is equal to Lx upon Lr. Therefore, the unknown resistance capital X is equal to R Lx upon Lr. So this meter bridge can be used to find out the unknown resistance. Thank you. We'll continue next time.